See the bubbles? Totally different from the other pots. Okay, I could call it done at any point, but I'm going to let it shoot up to 220 before I call it finished product. Now I'm going to show you the cooled, and it might not have cooled enough. Still steaming. Hold on. It keeps wanting to build up a strong head. I control it by turning the heat off every once in a while. Let it go back down. But on full boil, it wants to build up over the edge of the pot. As you can see, how the bubbles are. That tells you the high sugar content is there. And then just to make your customers happy, you take it up to 220 to where it'll be more. See how it's building up? I turned the heat all the way back up. And it's building up. That's why you gotta stand here and baby it. See the bubbles, how bronzish and leathery. See, I gotta turn the heat down about now. I still got a couple degrees before I call it done. Now, alright, now you're gonna see how it has almost, it's not quite there yet. I had some earlier that cooled off and it was syrupy. And if it sets for a little bit, you'll see how films start developing and it holds in place longer. Yeah, it's still warm. Turn the heat back on. $219. It's getting there. As you can see, still a little watery. I'll definitely take it to 220. Hold on a second. See the difference in the boiling? It's a different beast. It tells you you're there. Uh-oh. Heat down, heat down, heat down. Whoa. Wasn't paying attention. I just turned the heat off till it gets back under control. There, going back down. I can turn the heat back up, or I can turn it to a little bit lower setting. Doesn't matter. The temperature will keep rising as the sugar content increases. See, it's syrupy, so that's cooled, but I definitely want it Uh-oh. I just turn the heat off. It's easier to control if I just take the heat off instead of trying to move the pan or turning the heat down. I just turn it off to get it back under control. See, it's drippy like syrup. Just about there. Wow, that took, see, just that little bit of cool. Cool the whole batch down. Now it'll build back up. Yeah, I can call it done any time, but I let it go past so that I know for sure in other words, I let it stabilize at 220 or higher, so I know for sure that it's at the right. You see, this would be easier with a hydrometer, but I don't have one, so I have to go strictly by temperature, which it's basically done when it's 7 degrees above the boiling point of water, which is different depending on where you are at in the country and the barometric pressure and your altitude. So it depends on where you live as to the boiling point of water, but boiling point of water is your base. And then you go 7 degrees above that to make maple syrup. I'm going to hold steady at 221. It doesn't bounce around. Then I can take it off the heat, go run it through the strainer into the other bowl, and bottle it. Salad acts like syrup now. Runs like syrup. Clings to the side of the container like syrup. Oh. That's the quickest way to get the boil down. It gets really volatile at this point. And you don't want it boiling over. You could start a fire. That's why I said you gotta stand over it at this point. Can't even walk away to go pee. I see the difference in the bubbles. Totally different. Alright, I'm going to end this video. It's getting long.